450, and we have reprogrammed some of our income and savings to completing the requirements for a capital outlay. A big part of it is really to buy the medicines and medical supplies and to provide the services.
I was telling Senator Lauren, we're also beneficiary kasi Valenzuela malapit lang sa PGH. Eh.
Yes, well,
a lot of our constituents go there, no? So,
yes.
Please submit to us itong breakdown ng 2 billion, and healthcare is definitely very important, no, for our constituents. So we'll look at those requirements as well.
Yes. So
my question is, in GAA 2025, was the 2 billion an amendment also as SICA, congressional insertion, or kompleto po sa NEP? Ngayon lang kayo.
Every year po we ask, but it's not given.
And so for operational expenses that you mentioned, and for patient services.
Mainly for supplies, yes. But as I told you, because of the situation we had, we actually in some years we had continuing funds from the previous year because there were less patients after the pandemic. But now that they have suddenly increased in number, tataob po yung bangka for 2026.
It's similar to the predicament of the SUCs where DBM based the number, the budgets based on the number of students who enrolled in the previous year. So in forecasting the number or the amounts needed for operational services, dapat makita ang mga pasyente, the patients who go to PGH post-pandemic at dapat dun kinocompute. So it's a difficult situation to say the least, say it diplomatically, and I really feel bad that medical doctor, I mean, of world-renowned medical doctor who's been helping has to sit here for several hours and ask Congress to reinstate what is due them for medical services for the vulnerable. So I cannot imagine us not giving or acceding to the request of our director of PGH sa gamot. Di ba parang chair, imposible sa gamot ng mga mahihirap at sa pag-access. So hindi pwedeng hindi natin pagbigyan. So we request LBRMO to find saan pagkukunan. Every year naman nakakahanap kayo, di ba? Hindi pwedeng hindi pagbigyan. Hindi pwede. Oo. So,
if I may add,
mahanap tayo, ha? 2 billion.
Go ahead, Doctor.
If I may add, although the service is a primary function of PGH based on the Board of Regents resolution in 2001, a training hospital like PGH with research and expansion programs outreach spends 20% more at least than other hospitals. So hindi lang po sa gamot at sa medical supplies ang gastos ng PGH. Because we trained doctors from all over the country, designed or designated to go to the whole country, the rest of the country. We actually spend much more. Our last computation is we spend around 49,000. This is last 2 years ago per patient, when the average government hospital spends 23,000 per patient per year. Mas mahal po talaga yung services sa PGH. Mas mahal po talaga. Kasi nga, there are services that we don't choose. Anyone that comes from all over the country, we get them. And we give them the same service wherever they come from.
Pit na lang sa amin, Dr. Legaspi. Yeah, the proposed is 8 billion. But the approved is 6 billion.
Yes.
So, yeah, but in fairness, it went up naman from 5 billion to 6.2.
Yes, it did go, but because of the 450 capital outlay, but ang malaki pong tinaas actually is the Magna Carta for healthcare workers. So all these years we've been paying for that with our savings and income. So this year, thankfully, next year, thankfully, it will be, so now we can really give everything for free to our medical staff.
The whole day naman Sabado, wala nag-intay na, ano nyo?
Nag-offer na po ako bago
Open na kayo bago kayo dumating.
Opo.
Thank you. I'll jump to another topic. Nakita ko si Professor Lagmay, and this is NOAA. When I was a mayor, I had fond memories of NOAA. I used to use that for basically forecasting, declaring kung may pasok o walang pasok. It's a very essential tool when I was a mayor. And now that itong flood control is an issue, in fact, I want to thank si President Gigil at si Dr. Lagmay for allowing me to use the resources of UP to analyze the flood control projects. Kasi there are 4,000 flood control items in the budget. Hindi naman kami engineer, so napakahirap i-analyze that. No? So I'd like to thank President Jimenez and si Dr. Lagmay for partnering with us in analyzing the flood control project. So having said that, is there a way to bring back NOAA's potential for local government units to use? And pwede bang gamitin NOAA as the de facto application for local governments so that they can forecast weather, they can declare no classes, or even plan ahead when it comes to calamities and typhoons. No? Nagamit ko yung before. Very powerful tool siya, but can we use that again as the de facto application, and also expand it to flood control, no? So that we can solve this issue of lack of feasibility study. Ngayon kasi gagawa ng flood control, wala namang feasibility study. May mga flood control projects hindi bumabaha in area, no? So can we use NOAA to reduce corruption and also reduce inefficiencies in making flood control projects? Anyone can, si Dr. Lagmay can?
Yes, sir. In fact, when UP took in the NOAA program, which used to be funded by approximately about 6.4 billion in 6 years, so, bumaba po, naging imbis na national yung aming scope, naging local, and we learned a lot from helping local government units. We've so far helped about mga 40 LGUs, and in the process, learned a lot of things. Ginawa po namin ang Drainage Master Plan ng Quezon City. We just signed a MOA for Valenzuela. Also for Caloocan, ganun din. And then, Muntinlupa and a lot of other local government units have been seeking help from UPRI with NOAA as its core component. Noong nagkaroon po ng bagyo, in fact, medyo nakakatulog nga ako kanina kasi we were looking at the storm yesterday, the typhoon. Online naman po yung mga real-time resources natin. We were able to do that because UP took us in. We were able to preserve the institutional memory, the human resources, the experienced and trained researchers, nandun pa po. And siguro, I would judge it, mga siguro 80%, naka-recover na kami. Nasa NOAA mobile apps po for iOS and Android phones. Meron kami mga bagong products. We're using artificial intelligence. We've restored the near real-time data, and soon, we might be able to provide the 1 to 3 hours na forecast of amount of rainfall, which I'm sure will be very useful for mayors. The technology is there. It's just a matter of bringing out, empowering the Filipino people. So meron pong ganong program ang NOAA at saka UPRI, but ang gusto ko pong ma-emphasize dito is that yung resilience po really covers a lot of things. And throughout the years, siguro since 2017, through helping the local government units, we learned na ano pala, no? Yung development planning pala is very critical. And if we keep on saying whole of society and science-based approach, hindi po pwedeng yung science natin ang gagaling abroad. It must be local. And when we talk about resilience, we're talking about the different sectors: agriculture, forestry, energy, tourism, education, all those sectors that were affected during COVID. Kasi ibang hazard lang. That was a biohazard. This one is a hazard. This one is a hazard related po doon sa climate change and natural hazard impacts. So we have to plan against all of these adversities, no? And we have to plan ahead, anticipate, including climate change impacts across all sectors, hindi lang pang evacuation center. And when the plans are made, it's according to the vision of the community. Now, what they want doon sa community nila to become in the future, risk-informed and science-based. Yung po, doon po mapasok po yung sinasabi nyo na, can this be used for feasibility studies? Yes po. Kasi, pag nagplano, kailangan merong input from science across all fields. Nasaan po ba yung expertise noon? Do we even do the research locally? We have 114 SUCs na pwedeng gumawa po ng ganong klaseng research, tapos ma-embed or ma-mainstream do sa local plans. In fact, Senator Legarda and I have been talking about this since 2018, na gusto natin makapacitate yung mga SUCs so that we can develop the plans, yung risk-informed and science-based plans, para hindi nangyayari po yung mga ganitong controversies. Kasi these plans would translate into projects, programs, and activities na aaprubahan ng sanggunian. And yung approval na yon, syempre merong science backing yon. So kung meron tayong ganon na basis for any project or program or activity that we approve, syempre maiiwasan natin yung mga problema. And I'd like also to emphasize na yung mga pinag-uusapan kanina, no, na walang trabaho pagka-graduate, paano po? Kasi hindi nagde-develop yung mga communities natin. Pag maganda yung plano at risk-informed and science-based translates to projects, programs, and activities, nagkakaroon po ng mga magagandang investments. Dadami po yung mga investments, lalaki yung mga development, the economy will grow, so magkakaroon ng trabaho. So we have to look at this problem in holistically. Hindi lang yung employment, education. We have to look at it in terms of the grand scheme of things. So kapag meron tayong planning, meron tayong magandang science na well-informed, ang ating mga decisions are data-driven, yung ating inaaprubahan po, yung ini-investan ng mga projects ay well thought of and data-driven. So kaya po kami naghihingi ng budget sana for yung ganong klaseng program na makapacitate po, mag-co-create po ng knowledge with SUCs para hindi po nangyayari itong mga ganitong controversies na nangyayari doon. And I think Senator Legarda and I have been talking about this for the longest time. So maganda pong program yon kasi science-based, merong holistic na pananaw dun sa mga programa natin, respecting the environment as well, kasi we live in that environment. Everything is interconnected. And if we do this, I'm sure we'll be able to save a lot in the long run.
When you used Project NOAA, let's say the capability of Project NOAA, in terms of planning for DPWH projects, like for example nga, ito pinag-uusapan na natin, flood control. No, NOAA will have maps of areas that are flood-prone areas or yung mga barangays and municipalities na alam natin bahain, kailan sila nababaha, gaano kalalim, and use that information to allocate funds for flood control or flood mitigating projects. So nag-guide yung not only constituents, nag-guide rin yung gumagawa ng plano. Kasi ngayon talagang, mailog, gawa ka lang ng dike and yun na, flood mitigation na yun, no? So, can NOAA provide that information so that kami rin, in doing this budget exercise, guided rin kami na itong area, hindi naman to binaba. Bakit tayo naglalagay